Oh, I didn't see you there. I was just checking up on the latest Royals score, but also the Chicago Blackhawks playing tonight. So make sure you catch those games. Royals, I think, are on again tonight. But, hey, juniors, again, I want to just really, really talk to you seriously that remember, next Tuesday, April 28th, is the mandatory statewide ACT. All juniors, you need to make sure you come to school that day so we can make sure that we get that assessment. It is a mandatory state assessment, so all the juniors in the state of Missouri are taking it on Tuesday. So if you cannot be here for any reason, you need to make sure you're talking with the counseling department today, if possible. This is a really important assessment for you. This gives you a lot of information as far as where you need to go in your future paths, but also what kind of opportunities that we can provide and help link you to as a school. So again, next Tuesday is a very important date. Also, I just want to give everybody a big shout out for prom on Saturday. It was a great event. A little crazy coming in and out of the parking lot. And the Royals game didn't go so well, but we had a great evening at Arrowhead Stadium. I just want to thank everybody, especially all the adults that helped, but also just thank those sponsors. Miss Martin, Miss Asel, they sure did work really hard on that. Also, tomorrow is Administrative Assistant Appreciation Day. So if you see some of the secretaries in the building, give them a big shout out, high five, because tomorrow is their day. So hope you have a great day. Always proud to be a Pirate.
Good morning, Pirates, and welcome to PCTV News. I'm Zach Cole.
And I'm Tara Hansen, and man, you're looking snazzy.
Thanks.
What's happening here?
Well, when I got my tuxedo for prom, I actually rented it for 2 weeks.
You know, like renting, you give it back, though.
I know, but it's next Sunday. I have to return it next. So I figured I'd wear it as much as I possibly
Prom was
can.
fun, though.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, dance moves, sprinkler, drive the car, push-button lawnmower.
Oh, yeah? You know, I like the pizza. Start the pizza, and then you put it in the oven.
Okay.
350.
My lawnmower can roll that pizza over, though.
Man, well, speaking of dance moves, if you're interested in cheerleading clinics will continue today and tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30 in the South Gym, and tryouts will begin 3:30 on Thursday afternoon, also in the South Gym. If you're not interested in cheerleading, color guard clinics will be held from 3 to 5 today and tomorrow and Thursday in the North Gym. Pirate performer auditions will be from 3 to 4:30 today in Miss Foster's room or room 43. 20 students from the IED class participated in the Industry Technology Contest at Missouri Western last Friday. All 20 students received a 1 rating, and Braxton Cohen and Donovan Douglas are advancing to state competition. Congratulations to all those students on their achievements. Well, let's hope the weather today has a good rating. And on that note, let's send it over to Chloe West for sports and weather.
Thanks, Zach. The weather for today will be a high of 69 and will cool down to 37 degrees later tonight. Tomorrow will be plenty of sunshine with a high of 60. Now for some other news, for sports news. All this week, Pirate Baseball have the Northland Tournament. Yesterday they fell 11-1 to Liberty North. JV will be at home for their tournament and C Team will be away for the Truman Tournament. Varsity track and field will be at Smithville this evening, 4 p.m., while JV is at Park Hill South. Being one of the only Class 3 teams at the Liberty Invitational Tournament, boys golf took 14 out of 23 yesterday. JV and novice tennis will be at Park Hill today. Matches start at 4, and varsity tennis will be away against Staley tomorrow at 4 p.m. Girls soccer fell to Liberty North last night, 2-0. Tonight they will be playing Winnetonka at home. JV starts at 5, varsity 6:30. That's all for sports and weather. Back to you, Tara.
Thanks, Chloe. Group yearbook pictures are still taking place in the auditorium. I hope that the following groups didn't forget, and well, if you did, then surprise, you have pictures today. That would be Stuco, Science Olympiad, World Language Club, Academic Bowl, and FBLA. Speaking of business, FBLA officer applications are due May 1st. If you're interested, stop by Ms. Kasner or Ms. Kimsey's room for an application. If you don't want to be an officer but want some cash, go check out the Deca TV just outside of the Pirate Cove Cafe for job listings in and around the Platte County area. See Ms. Spores in room 34 for any questions. Student Council has these offices still open for the upcoming election. For Class of 2016, Vice President, Secretary, and 2 representatives. Class of 2017, Treasurer, 1 representative. And Class of 2018, President, Vice President, Secretary, and 1 representative. If you are interested, see Mrs. Puckett ASAP. Don't want to run for an office? Run by the office for a driver's ed form. Another form that needs to be filled out is the NHS permission slip for volunteering at the Farmer's House this Saturday. NHS members interested need to check their emails. And while filling out those two forms, remember the third one's a charm. Check your school email to fill out the Innovation Survey. This is a new class that is student-driven and focuses on individual interest. If you are interested or want to learn more, contact Brody Nordyke. Also, if you're taking an AP exam and have the last name L through Z, stop by the multi-purpose room to prepare for your AP test today during seminar. With AP test around the corner, homework and studying can get a little overwhelming. Let's send it to Sarah White with more on the story.
Add up to more than 3 hours a day. Some say it's overwhelming.
I feel like I have too much homework for the time that I have for after school. Normally, whenever I get big projects, I try to do them whenever I get them, because I know that I won't have a lot of time later in the week, so I normally try to do them pretty early, but it's kind of hard.
Junior Mallory Stoner has her hands full.
I feel like they give us a lot of homework, a lot of big projects that we have to work towards and do small parts too. Once you get older, you start becoming involved in more things and more outgoing, and so I definitely it's hard to balance all of that. And harder classes require more work.
Spanish teacher George Jones understands the chaos of high school. He keeps that in mind while assigning homework.
I assign homework it's really about once a week. I try to give enough time that if the student stays on task that they almost get done or are close to getting done, because I want to be able to circulate the classroom and help them on the skill that we're working on, and I'd rather have them do smaller activities well than do a lot of things poorly.
While Mr. Jones believes in only little assignments, there are teachers who feel differently. Science teacher Kim Redinger takes a different approach.
I would say that for me, homework, it's kind of like a sport. If you want to play a sport and you want to play it really well, you have to practice. You have to kind of get that muscle memory so that you know the play and that you know what to do with that skill. And it's the same thing. When you're trying to learn something, you've got to make connections in your brain. And if you never practice it, you're never going to make those connections, and you don't have that memory that you can draw when you have a challenging question. Maybe it's something that you haven't seen before. And so I think if we think of more as homework as practice to get really good at something rather than just points that you have to earn, having that attitude towards your homework will help students immensely.
This has been Sarah White reporting for PCTV News. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you for that, Sarah. That was great.
And happy birthday. Oh, heck with this. Let's just
kidding.
go. I'm
No.
terrible.
Happy birthday to Rhiannon Gassner today.
Make sure you give a happy birthday shout out tomorrow to Stevie Martinez, Lucas Folk, Jacob Miller, and Natalie Rigdon.
Well, it's that time of the broadcast where we take a look at news happening around the world in a little segment I like to call the World News. Congratulations to Mr. Breitenstein and Mr. Keith as they finished the Boston Marathon yesterday with some 30,000 runners in the 19th annual Boston Marathon yesterday. Breitenstein finished the race just under 3 hours, and Keith came in shortly after that at 3 hours and 7 minutes. I, on the other hand, took a 3-hour nap yesterday.
With thoughts of the Boston Marathon in mind and the memories associated with its bombing 2 years ago, another bombing has stood out. 21 years ago, the Argentine-Israelite Mutual Association was bombed. Allegations have been made that the Argentine President Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner tried to cover up Iran's involvement in the 1994 bombing in Buenos Aires. These allegations have recently been dropped by the prosecutor.
Well, the Secret Service is under fire again as on Sunday evening a man with a suspicious package leaped over the White House fence. The man was quickly apprehended, though. The criticism follows previous events, even as early as last week when a mailman landed on the White House or the Capitol Hill lawn with a gyrocopter, last week. I have some advice for the Secret Service members. Number 1, build a taller fence, and number 2, learn how to identify the real mailman. Yeah, it's crazy. Did you know, I was reading this article, and it said to become an NFL ref, it takes more qualifications than to be a Secret Service member.
Are you kidding me? It
I
has
know.
to be even less for quarterbacks these days. Tim Tebow is at it again as he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. It is still unclear why the Eagles signed Tebow, as he is the 4th quarterback to be signed. For more information on Tebow's signing and about the quarterback, visit www.timtebow.com. Boy, am I glad I'm a Bears fan.
I know. The city of brotherly love is not going to enjoy their football
My
this year.
brother's going to have some issues with his Eagles.
Well,
That's all we have for today.
thanks for watching PCTV News.